Today we're going to talk about 4 tips to improving your speaking skills, and it's going to help you to not only be more confident on stage but to create a greater connection with your audience. Now, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for ongoing videos and tips that are going to help you to become a speaker that people want to hear and a speaker that is remembered. Now, as a speaking coach, I've coached a lot of speakers who believe that they can have a connection with a certain type of crowd, but they think they don't quite have what it takes for another crowd. And I've also coached speakers that are just getting into the speaking business and they are not sure if they can make it, and they need that confidence to become a better speaker. So whether you are at the beginning of your journey or you're moving along and you feel confident but you could just use some tips to become even better, here are 4 tips that are going to help you to do just that. Tip number 1 is have what I call a separation ritual. What do I mean by that? Well, before you even step on stage, a lot of times you may have things going on in your life that are totally things that would take you off track. So you want to make sure that whatever's going on in your day, whatever's going on around you, whatever happened on the way to the event, if there's something that's bothering you, something that's in your life, you need to put that aside for your speech. Remember, people are bringing you in, they're paying you, they are expecting you to deliver to them. They don't care what you've been through, they want to get value from you. So the obligation, the accountability is on you to make sure that you are ready to go. And so what I do is I use what I call a separation ritual, something that separates the day from what I'm about to do, the speech I'm about to give. And for me, that means I have to go into a quiet place. I have to say some mantras to myself to build myself up. I have to have some quiet. I have to take some deep breaths and really center myself. I have to move my body and just get physical. So I got the physical, I got the mental, and then I got the spiritual, just to center myself before going on stage. So that, a lot of times, if it's a live event, that may happen in a bathroom stall. Believe it or not, I'll just go in there, go into my quiet place, maybe plug in my headphones and just have my ritual that separates me spiritually, mentally from the day and allows me to be present with my audience. So whatever that is for you, have a few minutes before you take that stage or before you get on camera to present that video or that keynote, and put the day aside and center yourself for the message you're about to deliver. Second tip to being a confident speaker, a speaker that can engage with your audience, is give them what they need, not what you want to give them. A lot of times we may go in as speakers and think, oh, I have this great message that is going to knock their socks off, it's going to impress them. But if you come into a speech, if you enter that room or you appear online in whatever format it is, if you come in with the mindset that you have a need that you're fulfilling for them. So you're getting your eyes off yourself and you're saying, what do they really, really need? And that is in your heart. When you're speaking, people will see that, they'll feel it. And another thing that will happen is you will feel more confident because you're not trying to impress anybody or, be the best speaker they've ever heard. You're just trying to give them something they need. And there's something about giving from the heart like that that makes you more confident because you're just sharing, something that you think they need and you're sharing it from the heart. So don't think so much about crafting the perfect content. Think about what they need and how you can best deliver that to them. For tip number 3, I'm taking this from a speaker I heard recently, and his quote was amazing. He said, never tell a story without making a point, and never make a point without telling a story. I love that quote, and I agree with it, because storytelling is such an important part of speaking. It's something that you need to have in your speeches, no matter what type of speech it is. If there's a point to it, you tell the story to connect to your audience. That builds trust between you and your audience. They get to know who you are. It engages with them because if it's something relatable, like a universal message, they can think about some time in their life when they've experienced the same problem that you've experienced in your story, and it engages your audience, it connects with them. So the third step is telling a story. Telling a story, how does that make you more confident as a speaker? It makes you more confident because no one can tell you your story is wrong. They may be able to tell you the 100 facts or stats you've looked up. They may disagree with that, but no one can disagree with your story. It's your story. So if you're just saying, hey, this is what happened to me, and this is what I learned from it, and this is the point that you can take from it that I've learned, then you can't go wrong because it's your story, it's what you've learned, and you're trying to share something with them. So tip number 3, tell a story. Before I give the final tip, just let me know below, what have you seen from other speakers that you would like to emulate, and what makes you more confident when you speak, or what do you think would make you more confident when you speak? Let me know below what tips and tools you need to feel at your best before you speak. Now, the final tip, tip number 4 to being more confident, is relax. And there are many ways to relax when you're about to speak, and one of them is breathing. Just breathe in as deeply as you can and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. There's a reason that breathing is such an essential part of life. There's a reason why in yoga they say breathing helps you relax. It's such a centering thing to do, and it helps you before you speak and while you speak. A lot of times speakers will, take those deep breaths, have those centered moments before they hit the stage, and then they're talking from their chest the whole time. But if you can just remind yourself to slow down and breathe, even during your speech, it will help to calm you down. And another way I found to relax is to stop trying to be so perfect. Now, I started my speaking journey in Toastmasters, and I love the organization. Toastmasters International, amazing organization to learn how to improve as a speaker, increase your public speaking skills. I'm still a member of Toastmasters today, and I probably always will be. However, here's one thing I've seen in some of the clubs I've gone to: an overemphasis on perfection in everything you say. They're watching filler words, they're watching like, ums, ands, they're saying you gotta do this, you gotta add this gesture, and it takes away from the authenticity of speaking, from the authenticity of the moment. And a lot of times, and I've fallen into that trap myself, like I'm trying to say, okay, do this gesture this time, do this when I have this to say, make this gesture, and make sure I don't have any filler words. And I gotta remember to get back to the message. And if that's you, if that's something that you've tried to do in the past, trying to be too perfect, let it go. People want you, they don't want the perfect you. I've seen speakers that make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a speech and more use notes. I've seen speakers of the same caliber say like, and, but the reason they're getting paid is because they're giving value to their audience and they are being authentic. They're being themselves, and if they mess up or if they don't say everything perfect, it's okay. I understand the value in reducing those filler words. I understand the value in improving and evaluating speeches. However, make sure that you're being authentic overall. That's my tip for you. Tip number 4, relax. Well, there you go, the 4 tips to being a more confident speaker. Let me know below if this has helped you. If you want more tips like this that are going to help you every week to become an even better speaker, make sure you go to 52publicspeakingtips.com. Link is below, and you'll get ongoing skills that will help you to improve in all areas: speaking, delivery, adding humor, all of that. Also, remember, if you like this video, make sure that you watch these other videos, subscribe, and I will see you soon for the next tip to help you to become a world-class speaker.